Hello, my upside down friends. This is Aviel, and I'm coming to you from the dark. It's very early in the morning, my light's off, and I I think sometimes hearing things orally instead of seeing things and hearing things can be kind of a unique adventure anyway. Today I want to talk to a specific group of people with extra money. This is a very interesting group of people to speak to. I've never been a part of this group. I think a lot of Americans and people outside of the United States of America have not been a part of this group. And I'm guessing there's probably some characteristics shared inside of this group that I don't know about. But I think it's an interesting thing to speak to people in this group that I'm not a part of. And I wanted to talk to this group of people who have $5 million or more to spare. And I'm sure the to spare part would be uniquely defined by each individual. And so I have nothing to say about that. Not that I would even have the right necessarily to say what that would be, because I don't, and I don't feel that way. But I wanted to talk about something that I think a lot of people outside of this group and in the world in general are noticing, including myself. And I think that we're noticing, there's a lot of systems in this world. There's economic systems, there's religious systems, there's social systems, there's creative systems, although I think those are often a part of being creative is breaking systems. But I think there are systems in general of creativity or that lend themselves to creativity. There's nutritional systems. There's all sorts of systems, really. Any, familial systems, all sorts of things. So I've been thinking about these systems that exist in the world overall and in the United States of America, where I happen to live. And I've been thinking about how, for many people, some of these systems work. And, maybe you might, let's say, you're a given person with A, X, Y, Z variables happening in your life, and, three systems in your life that are greatly influencing your life are working for you, and maybe two of the systems aren't working so much for you, or whatever. But I think what I'm seeing here and what many people are seeing here is that some systems work for some people and some systems don't work for people. So in other words, systems and people are not the same, and some systems work for certain people and some don't. And to put it simply, I want to challenge a group of people who I don't know, and I don't know much about them. I'd like to challenge them, if they have $5 million or more to spare, to start to think about, and this is what I think I would do if I had this kind of wealth, so to speak. I think what I would do is I would start a project, and the project would look, I have no idea how it would look exactly, but the project would look somewhat like this. Step one, I would find a social worker who I got along with. I shared their values, and I would find them, and I would seek them out, and I would talk to them about their projects and their desires, and I would talk to them about maybe some of the things that I see some humans struggling with. And we would talk, and then I would think out of those conversations would emerge some potential projects, and human projects, right? And I I don't, I think maybe one or two or three humans would be enough. There's humans are truly endless in their range of interests and their abilities, et cetera, et cetera. And I think for me, just working on this project, so to speak, would be, I think the scope for me, and I don't know, maybe the social worker would say something different, but would be enough just to kind of think about one or two or three people. And I would like to investigate with this social worker, what systems we don't think have worked for these people, and what can we do, what can we provide to change their lives and potentially change their minds. I have gone through an experience in the past year or two in which a little bit of money given to me, I'm still earning my own money, but there was a period of time when there was a period of 8 months in which I was not earning my own money for reasons of health. And some family members came forward, and I was lucky to have them, and they helped me with this period of my time for when I wasn't earning my own money for 8 months. And also because of my health, I was forced, literally forced, or well, I was forced in the sense, if you want your health to improve, you have to go slow. And so I was forced to go slow in my life. I was forced to do less in my life, and I was forced to go to a place that's a place that I think you go when your mind starts moving more slowly and when your body starts moving more slowly. And I think that because I went to this place, I realized what I mean, I probably realized a lot of things that maybe still haven't sunk in yet. But one of the things that I realized was a deeper level of value, a deeper level of how I see myself, a deeper level of how I see other people, and for lack of and this is probably cliche, but what is really important to me, and it's things like not just making the world a perfect place, because I have no need. I don't think that's what I'm looking for, and I don't think anybody needs to just make the world this one way. I don't see it that way, but I do see that there's lots of ways to share love, and there's lots of ways to show that you care. And I think one of the most basic ways to show love and to show that you care are the basics of opening doors, like, here's some healthy food for you. Here's a healthy educational option for you. Here's an opportunity to experience what a clean house feels like. Here's an opportunity to experience help. Here's an opportunity to experience opportunity. And so anyway, that I feel like I'm veering away from the point a little bit, but I think there's something about slowing down and opening doors for other human beings in monetary ways is what I'm asking in this video, but there's so many other levels in addition to that. But the monetary ways are I think very foundational, and some of the most amazing doors we can open for others. I certainly appreciate it when someone pays for my meal, or when someone pays for me to go to a concert, or when someone offers me a scholarship or shares something with me. I think there's something so beautiful about that, to have a door open that you didn't necessarily pickaxe your way through life to get. And I also see what my family did for those 8 months as very beautiful, and opening something of great value to me, the chance to slow down. That's what they gave to me. And it's improved my health, it's improved my sleep, it's improved my mental health and the way my brain functions. And it had nothing to do with me being lazy or not wanting to work or not wanting to contribute. It had more to do with something happened and my health failed for about a year. And for about 8 months of that year, I was unable to work in a way that was very rigid or timed. And my family came forward and helped me with that. And I'd love to see that this interaction between people who have money and between people who don't have money be stirred up in a sort of delicious soup, so that we can all benefit. And to be honest, I don't know if it benefited my family to help me, but I would imagine that they have their own story. And I would someday love to hear that story if they are interested, if any one of them or many of them would like to share that story. So again, I challenge anyone with $5 million or more to spare, however they define that, to seek out a social worker and to invest in projects of seeing a human being change, seeing a human being learn to be reflective for themselves and for their needs and for what needs to happen in their life to flower and blossom in a world that often is more of a kind of, stay in your own corner kind of world. But maybe there can be a little mixing up of things and a little bit of trying to break down some of these invisible walls that sometimes need to be there and sometimes don't need to be there. So good luck, my friends. I'm excited to hear about your projects.